Hello everyone and welcome to another Doctor Who B&M Set 2019 review, and today we shall be taking a look at the other TARDIS set which has been released as part of this year's B&M line, which is the Fourth Doctor and TARDIS from Shada. Now, as always, before we get onto the figures, we'll take a very quick look at the packaging. So as you can see, the packaging for this set is exactly the same as the packaging for the other two TARDIS sets that have been released this year. We have the new Doctor Who logo at the top, the Gallifreyan text, 5.5 inch 14cm scale collector series, picture of the TARDIS there, and the backdrop, which is rather nice. If you can see it through the glare, I did give a better view of this on my unboxing video, but the backdrop is Professor Chronotis's office from Shada, which is rather nice, and there's a few lovely little tidbits in there, little cameos from a Vok robot head, a dematerialization circuit up there, you've got the moment down there, and even some stuff for the Blake 7 fans, which is rather lovely. On the side, Doctor Who logo, picture of the TARDIS, Fourth Doctor and TARDIS from Shada, collector figure set. On the back we have a product shot of the Fourth Doctor and the TARDIS, as well as a bio on Shada, which details sort of the strike action which led to the story never being completed, and also a bio on the story down here. On the side again, the same product shot, opening doors, exclusive Doctor and TARDIS set, Fourth Doctor, blah blah blah, it's all the same stuff. So let's start off by taking a look at the Fourth Doctor. Now this figure is pretty much a hybrid of two Fourth Doctor figures which we have seen before. If I remove the scarf, the body of this Fourth Doctor is basically the Fourth Doctor from Destiny of the Daleks. It's the exact same sculpt, just that the coat has been repainted brown to match the coat which he wears in Shada, which is rather nice. The buttons have been painted a very dark brown as well, just to stand out, and the buttons on the back as well, and on the cuffs. That's been done in a very dark brown with a dark wash over the top, which looks really nice. It looks really good. The paint applications on the face have been done really well as well. Looks very good. It looks really good. Very good likeness to Tom Baker as always. The shirt and the trousers and the boots have been kept exactly the same as on the Destiny version. The boots might have been done in a bit of a darker brown actually, and more of a, they seem to be more of a reddish brown. They don't come across that way on camera, but they look to be more of a reddish brown in person. His trousers are grey, perhaps a little darker than the original versions, but yeah. For the most part, it's basically the Destiny of the Daleks set, Fourth Doctor. The only other difference is that he comes with a much nicer scarf rather than that stupid season 12 scarf that they tried putting on this figure, and it just looks awful. The scarf in question has been taken from the City of Death version of the Fourth Doctor. However, one issue I always had with this figure is that the scarf was just not very accurate. The colours were far too bright, and so this newer scarf is much nicer. Pattern's not entirely accurate, but it's very good, it's very close, it's a very good representation to the Fourth Doctor scarf which he wears throughout season 16 and 17, and the tassels have also been done really nicely. But it's a much nicer version than the original, and if you so wish, you can pop the scarf on the City of Death Fourth Doctor or the Destiny of the Daleks Fourth Doctor, and you have a much better representation. So the scarf is really nice, the scarf's been done really well. But yeah, for the most part, it's just an amalgamation of these two figures here. For articulation, it's all the standard articulation for a Fourth Doctor figure. So the head can do side to side, can probably do a 360, but I'm not going to do it. The arms do a full 360 at the shoulder, 360 at the bicep, bend at the elbow, 360 at the wrist, 360 at the waist. The legs can kick forwards, kick out to the side, but they are hindered by the coat. Bend at the knee and 360 at the boot. So all in all, this is a really nice edition of the Fourth Doctor, and it's great to see a new variation in this costume. It's really nice and a great addition to the collection. Now let's move on to take a look at the Fourth Doctor's TARDIS. Now, when they said that they were going to do another 70s TARDIS, I wasn't terribly excited. You know, all of the TARDISes that we've seen in the B&M's range had been 70s up until this point. And we already had an electronic Fourth Doctor TARDIS before now, so it's going to be another Fourth Doctor TARDIS. But actually, this is a really nice addition to the collection, and I'm really glad that they've done this TARDIS. So just running over the details, one of the main notable differences between this TARDIS and, frankly, any of the other classic TARDISes is the new lantern, or the police siren on top, really. Basically, this TARDIS prop is a bit of a shambles, really. It's a bit of a hashed job. You know, the prop was pretty much falling apart by this point in 1979. So that they must have lost the lamp at some point and ended up replacing it with a police siren, which doesn't actually flash, it just spins around, which gives the impression it's flashing. But yeah, that's a brand new sculpt for the TARDIS lamp, and it looks really good. It's a really good representation of the lantern that they used on top. It looks really good, very nice. It's the same similar kind of deep blue that they used on the robot TARDIS from the start of this year. It's also been given a really dark wash over the top, which just makes it look a bit worn out, which looks really, really good. The windows are another notable difference. They've been done red with the frosted panes, done a kind of yellowy orange. This is accurate to how the TARDIS appears. Again, the prop itself was kind of falling apart, and I don't believe that these windows were actual windows, but they painted them to make them look like windows. I could be wrong on that, but I think that's the story of how it goes. You've got the police telephone, free for use of public, advice and assistance obtainable immediately, officers in cars respond to all calls, pull to open. That sign's been done really nicely. You've got the silver key lock there, which looks really good. The dark wash just continues around the whole of the TARDIS. And on the bottom, again, much like the Fifth Doctor's TARDIS, we have the new sculpted base, which has been painted this kind of deep greyish blue, which looks rather good. It looks really nice. It's not like the Third Doctor TARDIS, where it stands out horribly from the rest of the box and looks really bad. As always, you have the opening door mechanism, and this door can also open. There's a notch on the top, which keeps it shut like that. There's a button at the bottom of the base, which you might not be able to see, but you press the button and the door shuts like so. Comparing this TARDIS to the original electronic Fourth Doctor TARDIS, as you can see, again, much like the Fifth Doctor TARDIS, it's shorter than this TARDIS due to the new thinner base. The blue is much darker again. We do still have the speaker holes and the battery compartment and the screw hole, which is unfortunate, but it would just cost too much to retool that. As you can see, the pull to open sign is a little different as well. It matches the version seen in season 17 later on in the Fourth Doctor's run. This is a really nice addition, a really nice TARDIS. I'm not going to lie, I don't like this TARDIS prop really, just because of how it just looks a bit cheap, so I'm not a big fan of it, but it's a nice addition to the collection. So overall, again, this is a really nice Doctor and TARDIS set. It looks really good. It's a really good representation of the TARDIS and the Fourth Doctor as seen in Shada. Definitely worth picking this set up again. It's a really good set, and for £20 it's an absolute steal. And I really hope that character continue to make these Doctor and TARDIS sets in the future. I'd really like to see a Patrick Troughton and TARDIS. I think that would be next on the wish list for me. And if they're doing some retooling to these TARDISes, it'd probably be too expensive, but I'd love to see a First Doctor and TARDIS with a more accurate roof. So thank you for watching this review, and I shall see you again in the next video.